Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are well. In this video, we'll be going over entries on the lower time frame, and by the end of this video, you'll have all the tools and concepts to understand how to align yourself with the higher time frame. So first off, we're going to go through the lower time frame entry criteria. Now in this, there's 3 simple steps, and first is a higher time frame PD array must be engaged before we can take a trade. This can be either a sweep of a significant external range of liquidity, like some swing high or some swing low, or it could be those fair value gaps in between these levels right here as well. And these higher time frame PD arrays must be 15 minutes above for the fair value gaps and 1 hour and above on the external range of liquidities. Now moving on to step 2 is going to be an SMT divergence inside of that PD array. Now what do I mean here? All I want to see is a divergence with a correlated asset. So let's say this is NASDAQ here, and let's say this is ES here. You can clearly see that ES made a lower low and NASDAQ made a higher high. And let's say we tapped into a higher time frame for value gap. This would align ourselves with those conditions. So just seeing that lower time frame correlation is very important in our model. The third and final thing to sum this all up together is the entry technique, which is going to be a change in the state of delivery or an IFVG to confirm the shift in order flow. All an IFVG is when we get a fair value gap formed on the opposing side. This is our fair value gap being formed, and all I want to see is a bullish candle closing above this fair value gap, showing us that inversion fair value gap. So pretty much you would enter off of here, and that confirms a shift in order flow. Or you can wait for a formation of that order block, which is that change in the state of delivery, if we get a candle body closure above the last series of down close candles. So this would be a candle body closure above this last series of down close candles. So you could take your position off of here as well. And to pair this all together, it is very simple. Let's quickly look at an example of this price action today. So first things first, in this example, all I want to do is mark out my higher time frame PD arrays. So in this case, we have this nice 15-minute fair value gap in a downtrend, and as you can clearly see, price is just trending lower and lower, creating lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, and some SMT at the highs as well. So I'm anticipating a continuation just based off my bias. Now to align ourselves with this gap, we just want price to tap into this gap and show us those 3 other conditions. So we can go down to the aligned time frame, which I would really recommend you guys learning if you guys don't know them yet. But for the 15-minute fair value gap, the aligned time frame is the 1-minute chart. So we're just going to sit on here and wait for price to tap into that gap. As you can clearly see, we tap into this gap. And now all I'm looking for between the assets is an SMT. So we got ES pulled up here, and as you can clearly see, we have a very small SMT inside of this gap. ES is also inside of this gap, and as you can clearly see, ES takes out this swing high while NASDAQ fails to take out that high. Now I want to see that change in the delivery after seeing that SMT. So pretty much at this point, I just want price to respect this SMT protected high, and I want price to have a significant closure below this IFVG and this change in the state delivery level. So we can just skip a little forward here and wait. As you can clearly see, we get a significant closure below this IFVG. Now you could also wait for that change in the state delivery right here, but we would pretty much enter off this IFVG, confirming that price is going to reverse out of this 15-minute gap. So our entry would go off of here. We would keep our stop loss at that protected high, and you could target these lows here or even just a 2R to keep the risk static. So just to make sure we have all those 3 steps combined, we have that higher time frame 15-minute fair value gap. We have that internal SMT inside of that fair value gap, and then we actually get that confirmation that we're going to reverse. Now this confirmation is very, very important. A lot of the times price will actually do this where we disrespect this 15-minute fair value gap, but in order to actually know when we're going to respect it, you have to wait for that change in the state of delivery or the significant IFVG at the lowest part of the leg. And one of the biggest mistakes I see when people are using IFVGs for their entry trigger are taking IFVGs so high in the range. You want to see an inversion of the discounted IFVG in the range. So if we're looking for shorts, we want to see an IFVG formed here, right, in the discount of this range rather than an IFVG over here in the premium of the range. Now this actually confirms the shift in order flow rather than a possible fake out up here. So let's just take a look at this trade playing out, and we can see if this actually works. And as you can clearly see, we hit take profit really quickly, and we get a precise entry, that perfect entry, aligning ourselves with that higher time frame order flow and also barely getting into any drawdown. And this is the only lower time frame entry model that I use. I pair it with my higher time frame AMD model, with that involves the 4-hour 10 a.m. candle, and I use this on the lower time frame to enter every single day. Now I hope this helped you guys understand how to take trades on the lower time frame and how to engage with the best model. Now if you want a step-by-step checklist on this exact model as well, I built a very tedious one single PDF where I had to take you through every single part of this model, including the AMD model as well as this lower time frame model. So if you want that, you can click the link in description and you can get access to that for free. And I hope you guys learned something from this video, and I'll see you guys next time.